Good morning students, myself Manjunath. Today we discuss about the topic surface chemistry. Surface chemistry chapter contains 6 marks. ಆ 6 marks ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 marks ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಡ್ 5 marks ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಪ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ತನಕ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್. What are colloids? A colloid is a heterogeneous system. A colloid is a heterogeneous system in which one substance called dispersed phase has very fine particles in another substance called dispersion medium. Okay? A colloid is a heterogeneous system. A colloid is a heterogeneous system in which one substance called dispersed phase has very fine particles in another substance called dispersion medium. Dispersed phase. A colloid is a heterogeneous system in which one substance is dispersed phase as very fine particles in another substance called dispersion medium. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಟರೋಜಿನಿಯಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. Heterogeneous means two or more compounds combined together to form a different phase, not a single or same phase. Single phase or same phase ಇದನ್ನ homogeneous ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Heterogeneous means it forms different phase. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ starch solution is an example for colloid. ನೋಡಿ, a colloid is a heterogeneous system in which one substance is called dispersed phase as very fine particles in another substance called dispersion medium. The colloids ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ dispersed phase, another one is dispersion medium. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ dispersed phase ಯಾವುದು? Dispersed phase and dispersion medium. DP means dispersed phase, DM is dispersion medium. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ dispersed phase ಯಾವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? Starch is a dispersed phase. Water is dispersion medium. So starch dissolved in water to form a starch solution. Starch dissolved in water to form a starch solution. This starch solution contains two components or two substances. First one is dispersed phase, second one is dispersion medium. Example for colloid is starch solution. ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲೋಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಸ್ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, colloids and suspension. ಮೂರು ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದು ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್. ಇನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ less than 1 nanometer in diameter. ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ size ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 1 ನ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ ಥರ ಸಸ್ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 1000 ನ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರ್ in diameter. So greater than 1000 nanometer in diameter. So in colloids, the particle size lies between true solution and suspension. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1 to 1000 nanometer ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್. So the main difference between the true solution, colloids and suspension is particle size. True solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ particle size less than 1 nanometer ಇರುತ್ತೆ, colloids ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 to 1000 nanometer, suspension ಅಲ್ಲಿ greater than 1000 nanometer ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Second one, true solution is a homogeneous system ಅಥವಾ homogeneous mixture. True solution is a homogeneous mixture. Suspension is a heterogeneous. Is a heterogeneous mixture or heterogeneous system. Colloids also a heterogeneous system. Heterogeneous system. Homogeneous mixture or homogeneous system ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Two or more compounds combine together to form a single phase. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಫೇಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೇಮ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸಸ್ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫೇಸ್. Colloids also form different phase, so it is hetero. Hetero means many, homo means single phase formation ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, different phase ನ formation ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So true solution ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ salt solution. Salt solution is an example for true solution. In salt solution contains two components. First one is solute. One is solid, another one is solvent. Solute ಯಾವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ in salt solution? Solute is salt. Solvent is water. Water is a universal solvent. So salt dissolved in water to form a salt solution. Salt dissolved in water to form a salt solution. ಇದರ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ less than 1 nanometer ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. when seen in ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಇಂದ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಸಸ್ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ 1000 ನ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದರ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಲೈಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಸ್ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 to 1000 ನ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೋಮೋಜೆನಿಯಸ್, colloid is heterogeneous, suspension is also a heterogeneous. In salt solution contains two components. First one is solid, another solvent. Solute ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದು ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Salt is solute, solvent ಅಂದ್ರೆ water. Salt dissolved in water to form a salt solution. Salt solution is an example for true solution. Its particle size is less than 1 nanometer. What is the definition of solute? What is the definition of solute and solvent? The small amount of a substance, small amount of a substance present in a solution is called solute, and large amount of a substance or component present in a solution is called solvent. Small amount of a substance present in a solution is called solute, and large amount of a substance present in a solution is called solvent. ಅದೇ ತರ colloids ಅಲ್ಲಿ for example take starch solution is an example for colloids. This starch solution contains two components. First one is dispersed phase dP and dispersion medium dm. ಅದರ starch solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ dispersed phase ಯಾವುದು? Starch is a dispersed phase. And water is dispersion medium. So starch dissolved in water to form a starch solution. The definition for dispersed phase ಏನು? In colloids, smaller amount of a substance present in a colloidal solution is called dispersed phase. Smaller Classification of colloids based on three criteria. The first one is based on physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Second one is based on nature of interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Third one is type of particles present in dispersed phase, only dispersed phase. Adrille first one physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. The dispersed phase is solid, the dispersion medium is solid, the type of colloid formed is solid sol. Dispersed phase solid ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, dispersion medium solid ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Type of colloids formed are solid sol ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. For example, colored glass and gemstones. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಸಾಲ್. ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಸಾಲ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕಲರ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜೆಮ್ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ದ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಷನ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್, ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಾಲ್. ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್, ದ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಾಲ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಪೇಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ sulfates. If the dispersed phase is solid and the dispersion medium is gas, type of colloid formed is aerosol. For example, smoke and dust. In smoke, aerosol. Aerosol means air. Solid dispersed in gas. The type of colloid formed is aerosol. Example, smoke and dust. Next, liquid dispersed in solid. Liquid dispersed in solid. Type of colloid formed is gel. For example, cheese and jellies. If the dispersed phase is liquid, dispersion medium is liquid. So liquid dispersed in another liquid to form an emulsion. Liquid dispersed in another liquid to form emulsion. Example, milk and butter. Next, liquid is dispersed in gas. The type of colloid formed is aerosol. For example, foam, mist and insecticide sprays. Next, gas dispersed in solid to form solid sol. Type of colloid formed is solid sol. For example, pumice stone and foam rubber. A gas is dispersed in liquid. The type of colloid formed is foam. ಇದನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫ್ರೋತ್ ಅಂಡ್ whipped cream. These are the 8 types of colloids on the basis of physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Solid dispersed in liquid to form sol. It's an important. And liquid dispersed in solid, type of colloid formed is gel. A liquid dispersed in another liquid to form an emulsion. These three are very important. Solid dispersed in liquid to form sol. Here liquid dispersed in solid to form gel. The liquid dispersed in another liquid for emulsion. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೈಟ್ an example for ಸಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? ಪೇಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ sulfates ಅಂತ ಬರಬೇಕು. ರೈಟ್ an example for emulsion ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. emulsion ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ milk and butter. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಗಿವ್ an example for gel. ಈ ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಥವಾ which type of colloid is formed when dispersed phase is a solid and dispersion medium is liquid ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? ಸಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಮಲ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಷನ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಎಮಲ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ 3 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. The dispersed phase is solid, dispersion medium is liquid, type of colloid formed is sol. Liquid ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ವಾಟರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. Solid dispersed in liquid to form sol. ಹೋಗ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ dispersion medium water dispersed phase is solid dispersion medium is water ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ the type of colloid formed is ಅದು ನಾವು ಅಕ್ವಾಜಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ಅಕ್ವಾಜಾಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಜಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ಈ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ dispersed in alcohol form ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಲ್ಕೋಜಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ Okay. Next criteria is based on nature of interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Nature of interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. There are two types. First one is Liophilic colloids. And Leophobic colloids. Leophobic colloids. Leophilic colloids and Leophobic colloids. These are the two types of colloids based on nature of interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. This question is a very important question. Write the differences between Leophilic colloids and Leophobic colloids. Look at difference. First one. Leophobic colloids are solvent-loving colloids. Solvent-loving. ಅಥವಾ solvent-attracting. Solvent-loving colloids ಅಥವಾ solvent-attracting colloids ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Leophobic colloids ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು solvent-hating or solvent repelling colloids. Solvent-hating colloids and ikkade Leophilic colloids are solvent-loving colloids or solvent-attracting colloids. Leophobic colloids are solvent-hating or solvent-repelling colloids. Second difference is preparation of Leophilic colloids is very easy. Leophilic colloids are prepared by direct mixing of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. These Leophilic colloids are prepared by direct mixing of dispersed phase and dispersion medium, but these Leophobic colloids are not mixed or not prepared by direct mixing. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆದಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಥರ್ಡ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ dispersed phase particles. Dispersed phase particles are greater affinity. Dispersed phase particles are greater affinity towards dispersion medium. Dispersed phase particles are greater affinity towards dispersion medium, but in Leophobic colloids less affinity. The dispersed phase particles are less affinity towards dispersion medium. Next one is example for Leophilic colloids. Starch. Take a starch solution. Is an example for Leophilic colloids. This starch solution contains dispersed phase ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, starch ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, dispersion medium water ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So starch readily intermixing with water to form a starch solution. ಈ ಕಡೆ example for Leophobic colloid is gold salt or copper salt, any metal salt. For example for Lyophilic colloid is starch solution. Lyophobic colloid is a gold solution. Gold salt or copper salt, any metal salt. These are the main difference. Another known difference is that next one is it is a reversible process. Or it is reversible. It is irreversible. It is irreversible. Lyophilic colloids are stable. Lyophobic colloids are unstable. These are the main differences between lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids. First one is lyophilic colloids are solvent loving or solvent attracting colloids. Lyophobic colloids are solvent aiding or solvent repelling colloids. These lyophilic colloids are prepared by direct mixing of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Lyophobic colloids are not prepared by direct intermixing. It is a special method. So dispersed phase particles are greater affinity towards dispersion medium. Lyophilic colloids, lyophobic colloids are dispersed phase particles are less affinity towards dispersion medium. Example for lyophobic colloids: starch solution. The starch is readily dispersed or dissolved in water to form a starch solution. But in lyophobic colloids, gold salt or copper salt are example for lyophobic colloids. This is reversible. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ this starch solution ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದು, this starch solution contains starch plus water. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಎವಾಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಬೈ ಎವಾಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ವಾಟರ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವಾಟರ್ ಎವಾಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಗೇನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ it is irreversible. It is stable, it is unstable. Why it is stable? The starch solution contains larger molecules of starch. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is dispersed in water, aggregate to form a colloids. But this gold salt ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ gold salt contains large number of smaller molecules ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಗ್ರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it is more stable, this is less stable. These are the difference between lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids, and the types of colloids based on nature of interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಇದಾವೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ lyophilic colloids, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ lyophobic colloids. The difference between lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Okay. Third criteria is based on the type of particles present in dispersed phase. Only in dispersed phase. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ suitable solvent ಬೇಕು. Dispersed phase ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ the particles of the substance it is dissolved in dispersion medium. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು usable suitable solvent ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ dissolve ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ suitable ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? colloid ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂರು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ. based on type of particles present in dispersed phase. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂರು ಟೈಪ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ is multimolecular colloids, second one is macromolecular colloids, and third one is associated colloids. Third one is associated colloids. Multimolecular colloids, name already multi-molecule. Multi means many. These multimolecular colloids are formed with the dispersed phase. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? dispersed phase particles are smaller molecules, but it is dissolved in suitable medium. Dispersed phase alliರೋ smaller molecules is dissolved in suitable medium. It means ಅಥವಾ dissolved in suitable solvent to form a colloidal named particles. So to form a colloids. Dispersed phase ಅಲ್ಲಿ some particles ಇದಾವೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ smaller particles which are dissolved in suitable solvent. Dissolved in suitable solvent to form a colloids. Multimolecular colloids. Name indicates that multi means many. Then the smaller molecules of large substances, which are dissolved in suitable solvent to form a colloidal solution. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇಸ್ 1 to 1000 ನ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ gold salt, copper salt. These are the example for multi-molecular colloids. This gold salt, this contains large number of large number of smaller molecules, but it dissolved in suitable solvent. They aggregate to form a colloid. Colloid means the particle size 1 to 1000 nanometer irutte. Multi molecular colloids andre with the dispersed phase dissolution adaga on dissolution means if the dispersed phase particles are dissolved in suitable solvent, they form a colloidal range particles, or they form a colloids. The colloids aggregate to form a colloidal solution. Next one is macromolecular colloids. What is macromolecular colloids? If the dispersed phase particles are macromolecules on dissolution, these macromolecules dissolved in suitable solvent. They form a colloids. They form a colloid solution. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಚ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. This starch solution contains large number of macromolecules. So they contains macromolecules. They aggregate to form a colloidal solution. They aggregate to form a colloidal range particles. Example for macromolecular. First one is multi-molecular colloids. This multi-molecular colloids contains large number of smaller molecules. Multi-molecular colloids contains large number of smaller molecules. They dissolve in suitable solvent. They form a colloidal solution. Or they form a colloids. Example: gold salt and copper salt are example. Second one is macromolecular colloids. This contains macromolecules. These macromolecules dissolved in suitable solvent, they form a colloidal range particles, or they form a colloidal solution. Simply, example for macromolecular colloids is starch solution, athwa protein, cellulose. These are example for macromolecular colloids. Third one is associated colloids. Okay. Third type is associated colloids are ಮಿಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೈಸೆಲೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೋ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಸಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೋ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ colloidal range particles at higher concentration. That particles are called associated colloids, or the colloids are called associated colloids. Right? Some substances which acts as strong electrolyte at low concentration, but they act as colloidal particles or colloidal solutions at. Third one is associated colloids. They are also known as micelles. Some substances which acts as strong electrolytes. Some substances which acts as strong electrolytes at low concentration, but they acts as colloids. They acts as colloids at high concentration. At high concentration, and they aggregate to form colloids. The type of colloids are called associated colloid. The type of colloids are called associated colloids. They are also known as micelles. With example of that, soap. Example: soap. Soaps are acts as strong electrolytes at low concentration, but they act as They acts as associated colloids at high concentration. Example, soaps and detergents ಅಂತ ಹೋಗಬಹುದು. ಈಗ associated colloids ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ they have two conditions. First one is Kraft temperature. First one is Kraft temperature and important CMC, critical micellar concentration. Kraft temperature and CMC ಅಂದ್ರೆ critical micellar concentration. ಎರಡು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. Kraft temperature ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The temperature above which the associated colloids are formed. That temperature is called Kraft temperature. The concentration above which the associated colloids are formed. That concentration is called critical micellar concentration. ಅಂದ್ರೆ associated colloids are micelles formation ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು? ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಟೈನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಹಂಗೆ ಸರ್ಟೈನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಮಿಸೆಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮಿಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಮಿಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸೋಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ. Mechanism of micellar formation. Example, soap. Soap means sodium stearate. Sodium stearate is a soap. Formula ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು C17H35COO Na, CO minus Na plus. Is also written as CH3 CH2 16 times COO Na. Bond line formula. Bond line formula of this sodium stearate is CH3 16 times CH2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. C double bond O N. This is the bond line formula of sodium stearate. This sodium stearate is dissolved in water. ಇದನ್ನ ವಾಟರ್ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆದ್ರೆ it dissociates ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೇಮ್ CH3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. C double bond O minus. Where this is stearate ion. ಯಾವ್ದಿದು? Stearate ion. This part is called non-polar hydrophobic. Non-polar hydrophobic part. This part is called polar hydrophilic head. This part is called non-polar hydrophobic part. This is polar hydrophilic head. Non-polar means it is water insoluble or water repellent. Polar means water soluble. So okay, soap is dissolved in water. Normal soap is dissolved in water at low concentration. Low concentration ittaga soap acts as electrolyte at low concentration, but it acts as associated colloid or it acts as colloid at high concentration. Illi low concentration alli soap dissolve ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. This hydrophilic part is immersed in water. Hydrophilic part or hydrophilic head is immersed in water, and hydrophobic tile. Hydrophobic tile is away from the water surface. Away from the water surface. Hydrophilic it means CO minus hydrophobic tile. Then C17H35. This is hydrophobic tile. Hydrophobic tile is away from the water surface, and hydrophilic head is immersed in water. This is at low concentration, but it acts as a strong electrolyte at low concentration. So acts as strong electrolyte at low concentration, but it acts as associated colloid. It acts as micelles. It acts as associated colloids at CMC, critical micellar concentration. At CMC, at critical micellar concentration. Nodi, this hydrophobic tile ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. They aggregate to form a sphere. They aggregate to form a sphere. ಈ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ hydrophobic tile is inside the water. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಗ್ರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಗ್ರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಅಗ್ರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ hydrophobic tile is inside and hydrophobic part is outside the sphere ಇದೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಯಾ? ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ tail, hydrophobic tail is away from the water surface. Hydrophilic part is inside the water, but at critical micellar concentration hydrophobic tail is inside and hydrophobic part is outside the sphere. So they aggregate to form a micelles. Okay, next one is cleansing action of soap. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಸೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಸೋಪ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗ್ರೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಹೆಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೀಸ್. ನಾವು ಸೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದಿ ಸೋಪ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ಟೂ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೋಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದಾವೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. This hydrophilic head is outside the oil droplet and it reacts with water, but hydrophobic tail interacts with grease. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾವುದು, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಟೈಲ್. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಟೈಲ್ interacts with grease or oil. Hydrophobic head it reacts with water outside the oil droplet. Next, they aggregate to form a micelle. One micelle is formed. They aggregate to form micelle. Nodi, this oil droplet also contains hydrocarbons. This oil droplet also contains hydrocarbons. Illu kuda hydrocarbons irutte oil droplet alli. And again, this hydrophobic tile is also contains hydrophobic tile is also contains hydrocarbons. Illu kuda hydrocarbons irutte. This hydrophobic tile allu hydrocarbons irutte. They interact with each other and then emulsified. The emulsification takes place. Emulsified agutto they aggregate to form a micelle. Micelle is formed. The sphere form hote micelle is formed. Finally emulsification takes place and dirt is washed away from the water. Notice first one is oil droplet on cloth. A cloth ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಸೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. This soap contains sodium stearate. Thus sodium stearate contains two parts ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ is hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. This hydrophilic head interacts with water, but hydrophobic tail interacts with grease or oil. Next process is micelle is formed. They aggregate to form a micelle. This is the cleansing action of soap.